They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It's movie night at the Silver 8 Cinema. We're starting where the dead first walk, then headed to the mall, where they learn to shop. But first... In the quiet Pennsylvania courtside, a routine visit to a cemetery turns into something unthinkable.
The killers are eating the flesh of the people they murdered.
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
As the night falls, strangers from different towns and backgrounds take shelter in an old farmhouse, desperate to make sense of what's happening outside. The dead are moving, slow, silent, and relentless. Inside, fear spreads faster than the danger itself. Boards go up, tempers flare, and survival becomes a fight, not just against what's outside, but against each other. With no help coming and no way out, they're left to face the longest night of their lives. George A. Romero turned a no-budget local project into a cultural earthquake. He'd go on to direct a segment of Creepshow, a comic book horror hit. When they finished editing night, he threw the reels in the trunk and drove overnight to New York, hoping someone would screen it. And that gamble changed everything. Here he is talking about his unlikely beginning.
Everyone in Pittsburgh who wound up somehow working professionally in movies or film or television all started on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He hired me to shoot the remote stuff. Basically, it was little films that they would show. I did Mr. Rogers Gets a Tonsillectomy. To this day, the scariest film I ever made. And he was the first guy that really sort of let me, have final cut and trusted me enough to do that. He was the sweetest man in the world.
He's grown to be a very graceful cat. Still pretty frisky.
Dwayne Jones brings quiet intelligence to Ben, calm under pressure, but never passive. He reshaped the role himself, ditching the tough guy angle for a more thoughtful, grounded survivor. Judith O'Dea plays Barbara, the shell-shocked survivor whose fear slowly takes over. She did her own stunts on this one, joking that it mostly meant lots of running. Marilyn Eastman plays Helen Cooper, a mother trapped between fear and fury. She also handled makeup for the entire cast, and even did her own as a zombie, completely unrecognizable under her own handiwork. Carl Hardman plays Harry Cooper, the stubborn loudmouth holed up in the basement. Hardman wasn't just acting here, he also helped produce the film behind the scenes.
What the hell?
And Johnny kept teasing me and saying, "He's coming to get you, Barbara."
Why don't you just keep calm?
What the hell is up with this lady?
He grabbed me!
I think you should just calm down.
What did they do in the 60s without Xanax?
Oh, help me!
Oh, old school. Back to my review. George Romero's Night of the Living Dead is the film that changed everything. It's raw, grim, and feels like it was yanked straight out of a nightmare someone accidentally filmed. Shot in a beautiful black and white, it feels less like a movie and more like a documentary of the end of the world. The grain, the shadows, the new casts, it feels unnervingly real. Romero and his Pittsburgh crew had no money, no stars, and no clue they're about to rewrite the rule book. What they pulled off is nothing short of magic, turning cheap effects and local actors into something that still gets under your skin 50 years later. It's brutal, unpolished, and still punches harder than most modern horror movies with 100 times the budget. My enjoyment rating for this undead classic is an A.
Stop it! You're ignorant.
it gets up and kills. The people it kills get up and kill. This situation must be controlled before it's too late.
The world has fallen apart overnight. Cities burn, the dead are walking, and the living are running out of places to hide. In the chaos, a small group escapes by helicopter. A pilot, his girlfriend, and 2 SWAT officers searching for somewhere safe. They find it in a massive shopping mall, sealed off from the world and filled with everything they could need.
What are they doing? Why do they come here?
Some kind of instinct, memory, what they used to do.
For a while, it feels like they've beaten the odds. Food, clothes, even music echoing through the empty halls. But safety doesn't last. The dead keep coming, and new threats are closing in. What started as a refuge turns into a trap, and surviving the mall may be harder than escaping it. George A. Romero is back 10 years later to continue his Dead saga, this time on a grander, bolder scale. He'd just come off Martin, a moody, unconventional vampire story, when the MPAA threatened an X rating for Dawn. Romero refused to cut a frame, releasing it unrated, instead with a warning that no one under 17 should be allowed. David M.G. plays Steven, the pilot doing his best to stay calm while everything collapses around him. M.G. landed this role thanks to a lucky break. Romero told him if he fit the jacket, the part was his, and it did. Ken Foree plays Peter, the level-headed SWAT officer trying to keep order when everything falls apart. He'd later star in From Beyond, a wild sci-fi horror movie from the 80s. His shock reaction to the zombie kids in the hangar was completely real. Romero never told them they'd be there. Here he is with the celebrity shout-out.
Hey, Steven, how are you? There's one photo of us, the 4 of us sitting on a bench in the mall. It's one of those concrete benches between one section and another section of the mall. And we all kind of I had my head down. Scott's got his leg bandaged. Dave is looking off to the side, I think, and Galen's looking at the ceiling. Anyway, that was a great, great picture of us. And that was exactly what we felt like at that moment. It wasn't staged. It was just someone caught us when we were just dead tired. We were shooting all night. So that's a little something about the mall. The mall's going to close, which is horrible and horrific. I'm so saddened by that.
Scott Reiniger plays Roger, the reckless SWAT officer whose confidence slowly unravels. He'd later appear in Night Riders, another Romero cult favorite. The bit where he slides between the escalators was his idea, and the crew joked it's the reason safety bars exist today. Galen Ross plays Fran, the level-headed news producer who refuses to panic when the world falls apart. She'd later star in Mad Men, an early 80s slasher. Ross believed Fran's strength came from staying calm, so she refused to scream when directed.
What the hell?
What in the hell is this guy doing? There's no time for love. You got zombies to kill. Back to my review. Dawn of the Dead is everything a sequel should be. It's bigger, bolder, and weirdly fun. Romero takes a small-scale panic of Night of the Living Dead and unleashes it on a shopping mall, turning consumer culture into a dark joke that still hits today. It's part horror, part action, and part twisted social commentary. Tom Savini's effects walk a wild line between goofy and grotesque. One scene looks like a comic book, the next makes your stomach turn. The bright red blood, the roaring soundtrack, the chaos of it all, it's hypnotic. Even with its rough edges and questionable makeup, the energy never lets up. You actually root for this crew, which makes every close call land harder. Dawn is both chaos and commentary, and it's still the blueprint of every zombie apocalypse movie that has followed. My enjoyment rating for this flesh-hungry classic is an A. Thanks, guys, for stopping by for this terrifying episode.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
No kidding. It smells like chili cheese Fritos in this theater. But anyways, if you guys want to keep the horror vibe going, you can check out this video or this video. But everybody else, I'll see you next time at the Silvery Cinema.